Do you ever feel like you're behind in life? You know what you want to be doing, you can taste it, but you're frustrated because you aren't where you want to be. You aren't where you thought you would be. If you are nodding your head right now, you are not alone, and that is the exact topic we are going to talk about in today's video. Let's explore why you feel like you're behind, what it costs you to not be doing what you want to be doing, and how to adjust your perspective on it so you can get ahead. There are 3 reasons for why you feel like you're behind. First, you are focusing too much on what you are not doing rather than what you are doing. Second, you are comparing yourself too much to other people or to your past self, neither of which are helpful. Third, you aren't connecting with the past and the future in a way that is useful for you. Right now, you are likely thinking, if only I'd done XYZ, then I'd be further along by now. It's going to take me forever to get to where I want to be in the future. But what if you flip the script? Rather than lamenting on what you did or didn't do in the past, think about where you are currently based on what your past self would be thinking. You have probably done things that your past self from 5 years ago would be amazed about, but it doesn't feel special to you anymore because you've gotten used to this. It's become your new normal. And that's pretty amazing. That's really cool. And when you think about how it's going to take you forever to get to where you want to be in the future, well, is that true? Or could you get to where you want to be a lot faster with the right guidance and support and mindset? Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. Another factor that I want you to consider is that this mentality that you currently have, that you aren't where you wanted to be, that is very disempowering, and that's really costing you a lot. So let's get into a little bit of a story time. I want to share with you something that happened recently that is absolutely going to relate to where you are at right now. One of my main hobbies outside of my work is dancing. So I primarily do burlesque fusion dancing and heels dancing. I've been doing this since 2017. And a few months ago, I joined a solo development class so that I can learn how to perform my very own solo. It'll be my first time performing solo, and I'm learning all about how to, do music mapping and how to design choreography and how to do all the tech stuff, all of the things involved with creating a solo dance. It's a really big step, and for several of us in the class, it'll be our first time ever performing solo dances. Very exciting. Recently, one of my classmates said, I feel so behind. There's so much to learn. It's such a steep learning curve. I wonder if maybe I should have waited to do this class sometime in the future when life isn't so busy. And another classmate immediately replied to them, no. It's great that you are doing this, that you are putting yourself first. Life is always going to be busy. And they pointed out, they said, we both work in healthcare. We are both parents with kids. Life is always going to be busy. We both have lots of hobbies. You're just like me. Life is always going to be busy. If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? It's a really good thing that you're doing this now. Yes, I completely agree with them. This is so important and applicable to anything in life. There's never going to be a good time to do a thing. And you know what that means? Now is the best time to do the thing you want to be doing. Here's what it costs you to not do the thing that you want to be doing right now. Number 1, regret that others are doing what you wished you were doing. Can you imagine how disappointed my classmate would be if they decided, I'm too busy to take this class right now, and they kept on saying that for the next couple of semesters, and they sat there in the audience and watched the rest of us performing our solos over the next year while they kept on postponing taking the class? I don't want you to watch wistfully as your peers or the people in your life are making strides on the types of goals that you want to achieve for yourself. I don't want you to have that regret, and I'm guessing that you don't want to have that regret either. Number 2, it is costing you personal happiness and fulfillment. I love the quote, life is both too short and too long to not do the things that we want to be doing, to not do the things that bring us joy. We can always put things on the back burner, but why should we postpone what we love, what brings us joy, what lights us up? There's no need to push something back till next year when it's something that can bring us personal fulfillment and joy right now. And if you are clinging to anything that doesn't bring you that personal fulfillment and joy, then you are unnecessarily costing yourself that. If you are holding yourself back from doing the things that you want to be doing, you're continuing to disappoint yourself and to postpone your own fulfillment. Number 3, it is costing you time. Because if not now, then when? We all know that realistically, more stuff always comes up. No matter how busy you are in this moment, things are still going to be busy next week. New things are going to come up next month. There's always going to be a reason why not to do a thing. Saying next month doesn't actually mean that next month ever actually comes around. It just gets pushed off and off and off until an entire year has flown by without you even realizing it. And that's why you feel behind. Think back to where you were a year ago today. What did you keep thinking and saying you were going to do next month that still hasn't actually happened? Look at it this way. At the time of this recording, there is 1 month left of 2023. If you did the thing now, you could be that much farther ahead by the time that the new year starts. There is so much opportunity that exists when you take inspired action. And maybe you're watching this many months from the time of this recording. That's okay. Regardless of what time of the year it is right now when you are watching this, I want you to think about the upcoming months. What will happen in the next couple of months if you continue to not do the thing? Versus if you take that step to stretch your comfort zone and do the thing. The end of the year is not the only time to pay attention to this stuff. In fact, it can be even more important throughout the year to watch for it because we don't necessarily have that same urgency to do the thing in those in-between months. Something else I want to mention about this solo development class that I am taking for dance. I have been dancing very consistently for over 5 years now. I've done a variety of dancing over that time, burlesque fusion and heels dancing and ballet and belly dancing and pole dancing. I have performed in upwards of 25 stage performances at 10 plus different shows, plus 3 concept videos. And except for a year and a half at the start of the pandemic, I've attended dance classes multiple times a week for pretty much that entire time. I've taken countless dance classes in between performance sessions. I have lost track of how many different instructors I've had for my different dance classes. And some of my closest friends are also dancers. So we often will, talk about things or share different dance ideas and that sort of thing in between dance classes. And yet, I am learning so much from my solo development class. These are skills and concepts and pro tips that I had zero idea about despite my dance experience. Hiring an expert blows it all out of the water. What I am learning in my solo development class makes so much sense, but I don't know that I would have necessarily gotten to this point without taking this class and without learning from this instructor with all of her expertise. This also reminds me about something that one of my coaching clients told me after we had worked together for 6 months, and it was about the amount of accomplishments that she had made. This is what she said. Getting coaching with you, Sagan, was the best investment ever. It would have taken me 7 or 8 years to do this on my own, and the fact that we could do this in 6 months is really awesome. That's what she said. And yes, 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 yes. This is the power of hiring an expert who you resonate with and who really knows their stuff. Even with my experience as a dancer, hiring an expert, right? Attending this solo development class, learning from my instructor who has so many years of dance experience and teaching other dancers, learning from her about how to craft my solo is entirely different than if I just tried to cobble the different things together that I've learned over the years and just did it on my own. It's entirely different. And as my client said, right, with that coaching experience that she has had, the same is true for you. The same is true for all of us. You don't know what you don't know. Hiring an expert makes all the difference. The beautiful aha moments, the pro tips, the mind-blowing realizations, the fast track to getting actual results, the way it all clicks together, the clarity of exactly what to do, when, and how, and in what order, the secret strategies that you can't learn anywhere else, the professional mentorship and recommendations for best practices, the streamlined progress on your ideas and your goals, the personalized feedback from someone who knows you. It is simply incomparable to anything else. And when you and I work together, that is what our coaching sessions give to you too. With all of that in mind, here are 3 questions for you to think about, and I want you to share in the comments below as well about what comes up for you when you reflect on these questions. Number 1, what do you long to do that you keep postponing until next month or next year? Number 2, what do you need to do now to get things in motion for doing the thing that you want to be doing next year? Number 3, who is the expert that you will hire to support you and guide you in all of this? And by the way, I'm here for you. Visit saganmorrow.com/coaching to book your coaching sessions. I'll drop that link in the show notes for you. Before we wrap this up, here is a perspective shift that I want you to consider. Your success today is not a fluke. Who you are in this moment is a direct result of what you did a month ago, a quarter ago, a year ago. All of it adds up to where you are and who you are today, right now. And that's the exact perspective that we want to have moving into the next month, the next quarter, the next year. The actions that you take today are what contribute to you getting ahead for your future self. Based on where you want to be and what you want to achieve within the next 4 weeks, 3 months, 12 months, what do you need to do? And who do you need to be today in order to make that happen? You hold that identity. You have that capacity. And even if you feel behind right now, I bet that there is some part of you that your past self would be blown away by. What feels easy and normal and routine at this point in your life probably wasn't always feeling like this, was it? Some time ago, perhaps a few months ago, or a year ago, or a decade ago, the things that you can currently do, the person who you are today probably felt impossible, but you did it. You did that, and you can do it again. Your past self is in awe of you. You might feel like you're behind right now, but you are doing yourself a disservice. You are not doing yourself justice. Your past self is in awe of you. And you know what? You are going to be in awe of everything that your future self does and is. It starts today. It starts with the now. It starts with your present self. You don't need to wait for anything. If you feel like you're behind, then let's get you back on track while appreciating where you are and who you are in this moment. Let's build your capacity for making moves and for being kind to yourself. Let's create the strategies for making progress in leaps and bounds on your dreams and your ambitions. Let's work through the mindset blocks getting in your way, the internal bottlenecks preventing you from moving forward and believing in yourself and appreciating yourself. You feel like you're behind in this moment? Then let's get you ahead in the next moment. Let's make your path to success and fulfillment feel fun and light and refreshing. Your success, your fulfillment, your satisfaction, your delight, your progress, your motivation, your moves a year from now get to be more than you ever could have imagined. This is the work and the play that you and I do together in our coaching sessions. Book your spot at saganmorrow.com/coaching. Link is in the show notes. You are going to do great things, and I can't wait to support you and help you shine. One final thing I want to mention before we wrap up this video. All of this is rooted in having gratitude for where you're at right now. Even if you are not where you want to be, you can have gratitude and really appreciate where you are in this moment. When you have that gratitude toward your past self, it's going to make all of this work so much easier and feel so much better to move forward with motivation and confidence and courage. Appreciating where you are at now helps you to get to where you want to go from here. If all of this is resonating with you, but sometimes the whole personal development and feeling gratitude toward yourself just is hard, then I want you to know that you are not alone. This is very common. It's one thing to say, feel gratitude for where you are at, but it is a whole other thing to deeply feel that gratitude in your bones. That is where personal fulfillment coaching comes into play. We work together to unpack and process what's holding you back from truly experiencing and expressing sincere gratitude. We elevate your personal development journey to heights that you have never even dreamed of yet. This is your time. Visit saganmorrow.com/coaching to get started today. Now is the time to change your life. Link is in the show notes to book your session, and I will see you in our first one-on-one coaching call together.